Scoring a 5 out of 5 on the Class 12 English Creative Writing section is entirely within your control. You just need to know exactly what the examiners are looking for. Looking at the CBSE grading rubric, the 5 marks are distributed across 2 required components, a 120 to 150 word covering letter and a boxed biodata enclosure. 1 mark for format, 2 for content, 1 for organization, and 1 for accuracy. Today, we are going to build an exam-ready template from scratch using a real exam prompt. We will map out exactly where the points are earned and bypass the hidden formatting traps that trigger automatic point deductions. Acing this question does not require flowery vocabulary. It requires structural precision. If you follow the exact architectural rules that we outline here, you will absolutely secure the maximum score. Step 1 is extracting the operational requirements from the raw exam prompt. You cannot write a single word until you have your target data. This newspaper clipping contains the parameters to structure our application. First, we identify the hiring company, Credit Sage Private Limited. Next, the exact role, Corporate Social Responsibility Manager. Finally, the contact person, Gagan Vij, HR Head. This is who receives our letter. Before drafting, you also need to invent a fictitious sender profile, a fake name and address. Using your real personal identity on the exam triggers an immediate academic penalty. If you fail to extract these 3 anchor points, the receiver, the role, and the sender, your format is incorrect before you even begin writing. For modern CBSE correspondence, apply the block format. An invisible plumb line drops down the left margin, forcing every line to snap to this edge. We build the header sequentially, sender's address, expanded date, and receiver's details, leaving a blank line between each component. Do not mix old and new formats. Indenting your paragraphs or shifting the date to the right side of the page will result in an immediate formatting penalty. Keep everything locked to the left. To complete the header, add a concise, underlined subject line stating the role, followed immediately by a formal salutation, like Sir or Madam. Locking in this rigid, left-aligned architecture requires 0 creative effort, and it instantly secures your first full mark for format. We now move to the body of the covering letter. To stay safely within the 120 to 150 word limit, you must write exactly 3 paragraphs. Each serves a single, specific function. On screen, you can see how the first paragraph functions as the introduction. Here, you must explicitly cite the name of the publication and the date where you saw the advertisement. Paragraph 2 is your pitch. State that your degrees and experience match their requirements. Keep it brief. You are just introducing your qualifications here. Do not duplicate the details from your biodata. Paragraph 3 is the closing. You simply confirm that your biodata is enclosed and state your availability for an interview. This brings us to the most common structural trap students fall into, the placement of the enclosure line. Your formal sign-off, your signature, and the explicit text reading enclosure, biodata, must sit at the absolute bottom of this covering letter. It belongs here, not inside the CV itself. By treating the letter as a concise 3-part introduction, you prevent yourself from overwriting. This guarantees you satisfy the required word count constraints. Now we transition to the second half of the task, the biodata. We start by drawing a bold, rectangular box. Your entire biodata must sit inside this physical boundary. Inside, we divide the information into 4 distinct categories. Category 1 is the personal profile, with fictitious details. Category 2 is educational qualifications. Draw a 4-column table labeled course, board or university, year, and percentage. Category 3 is professional experience. List your past roles in reverse chronological order. Check your math here. Ensure the dates of your work history do not overlap with the years you listed for your university graduation. Category 4 contains the final mandatory elements examiners actively hunt for. You must include a line stating your expected salary, and you must list 2 professional references, complete with titles and fake contact numbers. Delivering a cleanly boxed 4-category biodata proves your organizational competence. Doing this effortlessly secures your marks for content and organization. Let's run a final rapid-fire review of the invisible traps that cost students their perfect score. 1. Verify your left-aligned block format. Check it obeys the word limit. 2. Confirm your fictitious identity. Ensure the enclosure line is isolated. 3. Verify the solid boundary box. Clearing the specific checklist eliminates the chance of losing marks to careless formatting technicalities. Here is our completed submission. On the left, the structurally perfect covering letter. On the right, the detailed boxed biodata. This exact structure satisfies every single demand of the CBSE marking scheme. There are no missing components and no format violations. Now it's your turn. Check the description below for a sample prompt. Take a pen and paper and physically write out your own version using this exact template. When you apply this strict architectural approach, the job application question ceases to be a stressful creative writing exercise. It becomes a guaranteed 5 points in your pocket.